Hey guys, if you would like to see how I made this incredible light up beach sign from Let's Resin, then keep watching. Okie dokie, we are back with another Let's Resin collaboration video, and today we're going to do our family sign. But we're going to add some lights to it. So, what I am going to do is I'm going to pour a clear layer of resin in here. I'm going to do some sort of seashells down the Y and the I and the M, and then water that way, or maybe seashells along the bottom and water above the top. Not 100% sure which way I'm going to do it yet. And then we're going to add in our lights. So let me show you. These lights are brilliant. So if I turn them on so you can see where they start. So they start here, and then they run all the way along this thread, this wire, okay, that I've somehow just managed to tangle because I'm having one of those days. There we go. No, that way. What have I done? What have I done? There we go. There we go. Okay, so it's quite a long string really, and so what I will do, I'm just going to leave them on so you can see. I'm going to sort of fit them in so that they are, you know, we get some in each letter. And then they're quite good because it's a wire frame. It actually will pretty much stay where you're putting it. So where I'm pushing down and the actual wire won't be seen, which is the nice part. The wire itself will sort of hide away inside the resin. So obviously I'm going to do it a little bit neater than I've done, and then this is going to be stuck behind the F. That way absolutely you can actually turn it on and off and change the batteries. So that is the plan, okay? So I'm going to turn these off, save that battery. Now I have got, do I have an example on me? No. So I've got quite a fine sand, which I've got from Resin 8, which is called, here we go, Dune Dreams Fine Beach Sand. It's absolutely lovely. I've used about half of it so far. I've then got some different size starfish. I think these ones are going to be too big, so we're going to be with the little ones. And then I've got a couple of different varieties of shells. Now I do also have some shells that I collected when I was in Ireland, and I might put some of those in as well because I'm thinking this might live in our kitchen. But yes, so that is the plan. If you want to see the last project I made with this, I'll put it up in this corner, somewhere up there, as a card, and the same with the love sign that they gave me as well, so you can catch up with those if you haven't seen them. Okie dokie, so I've done my resin. I'm just doing a very, very thin layer. I literally just want this to coat the bottom of the mould so that there's no air bubbles. Giving it a quick blast with the heat gun. There's very few bubbles, but just to make sure, because there are little corners. So then I'm just going to pick out the shells. So these shells in this glass tub are ones that I collected from Ireland. So I was just checking which ones I thought might fit. And then I picked out some of my smaller shells and starfish that I showed you earlier. I'm then going to pop them into the mould all along the bottom half where I think they will fit nicely. Excuse my head getting in the way, I have to get right over the top so that I know they're in the right place and facing the right way up. So I've just sort of done a mixture of big shells, small shells and the starfish across the different letters, and I've done that while the base layer is still slightly tacky so that they stick to it, so they don't rise when I pour the next layer of resin on. Then I'm going to mix into some resin the sand. So I have a fine sand and I have a chunkier sand, which is an aquarium sand, and you can see there all the bubbles being released from it because sand gives off a lot of bubbles. So I started with the fine sand and I did lift up the mould so it's on an angle using my microfleur actually, which gave quite a nice angle. But what I discovered once I started to put the thicker sand in, it was too much of an angle, so I just took the bottom plate off and used the top one. So it's just at a slight angle to make sure all that sand stays in the bottom half of the mould. Now this bit did get a little bit messy. I was a bit excited about putting it in. So our layer with the sand is now tacky, and I'm putting in the lights now so that when the layer with the sand cures, these lights will be secured in place. This was a bit of a fiddly system, but the nice thing is because the lights are on wire, you can sort of twist them together and they will pretty much stay where you put them, which is absolutely lovely. I still can't get over how gorgeous this mould is, and how impressed I am by the quality of Let's Resin moulds in general. They are just brilliant. So that layer has cured and we're now going to add our water. So I've got a dark blue, which I'm pouring in at the top, then a lighter blue, which I'm doing the bottom, and then I've got a green. All of these colours are from Resin 8. I've got green, which I'm just doing little drops in to swirl through because I think that sort of gives it a slightly more realistic colour because there are some green tones in seawater. So I'm just sort of mixing that just a little bit in and around each letter. But what I wanted to do was the dark blue further away from the sand and the light blue closer. Quick blast with the heat gun to get any bubbles out, and then pour in a tiny bit more to make sure the mould is full to the top. Going to let this layer cure, and then we're going to attach the wires for the battery pack. So what I'm doing here is I'm just curving the wires round themselves, figuring out where I want them, and then I'm just adding another layer of light blue and dark blue resin, exactly the same as before. Dark blue at the top, light blue at the bottom. I've gone a little bit darker with the dark blue this time, so again you've got that depth of colour. And then I'm going to use a silicone spatula to hold those wires into the resin while it cures, which you can see here balanced on a pot.
Hey guys, it's LJ here. I am back to demould my latest Let's Resin project. I am so excited about this one. I've never put lights in before. So Let's Resin were amazing and kind enough to send me this mould, the Love Word mould, and it came with a set of lights. But I decided to use the lights in the family and make a sort of beach scene. I've been really enjoying doing beach scenes, and so I wanted to test it out and see what it looked like in this incredible mould. And so I have got the lights. Now, it's the first time I've used lights in any resin project. And so I was really excited when Let's Resin, there was some in the box. But so I did a layer first, and that layer was pretty much tacky. I did the sand at an angle, and then I pressed the lights in so that it stayed pretty much where I wanted. So I've got lights all across the top where the water is, and where the sand is, what I tried to do is push the lights down the sides of the letters, because obviously it's not going to shine through the sand, because the sand is actual sand, it's opaque. But I wanted it to maybe come out the side of each letter so you'll still see it in the sand area. So that was the plan. That all went absolutely fine. Adding this on at the end, my plan is to have this attached here, because this is where the screws are, so if you need to replace the batteries, it's from this side. The lights will still work. A tiny bit of overlap on each side where the wires dislodge some of the resin, but again, I have a plan for how to fix that. So let's demould. I'm so excited. Calm, breathe. Right, I'm going to start at this end, I think. Actually, no, what I am going to do is do what I did before, which is go around and loosen every single area away from the letters to oh, that came off nice and easily, to
make sure it doesn't stick when I'm removing it. And yes, so Let's Resin do some incredible moulds. And as I said in the previous videos, they're such good quality. They really are such good quality. Like, I wouldn't use a torch anyway. Yeah, this mould, but I've got a couple of sort of cheaper moulds who stick even when you use a heat gun very lightly, which is what I did for this one. Was I used a heat gun, and it just popped out absolutely beautifully last time, and it seems to be doing the same this time. So let's have a look. And I'm going to try and not look at the other side because I don't want to see how it is looking as a finished piece. There we go, that came out nice and easily. And we get our A out. Oh, I'm loving how translucent it is. Oh, I'm very excited. This mould is incredible. It's so sturdy. I absolutely love this mould. It is such good quality that you can feel and hear the thickness of it. Brilliant mould. So I want to thank Lights Resin again for letting me play with this because it is brilliant. Now, I've got a few little bits dripping off where I did add the wires in and where I was slightly overexcited. I did have a few little bits of over pour like these, but they're so thin they just pop off like so. And again, that doesn't affect the mould. This mould is such good quality. I mean, you literally have to bend it back on itself to get it out some of these little holes, and it holds up so well. I love it. Thank you, Lights Resin. Thank you for letting me play with this gorgeousness. Okay, so there we go. Pop this out. Get our white out. Come on. There we go. Like that. So again, mould is absolutely perfect. It's got no rips or tears or soft spots or anything. Such a good quality mould. And literally, I'll just peel these bits off. Either run my fingers over it or a bit of tape, and it will come off and clean up beautifully as it did before. We're all done. There is a tiny bit here of over, which will just sand off quite easily, and a tiny bit here which will sand off easily. But are we ready? I don't think I am. I'm so excited. Right. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'll do a quick close up of how beautiful this has come out of that mould. I absolutely love it. And then the best bit is, ta-da! Lights up. So we've got the lights in the water, which I love. And then, as I said, I've put the lights by the sandy bits on the sides, so you can kind of still see them. And it does come through the lighter bits, but you can still see them on the sand element of the letter. I absolutely adore this. Oh my god, it's beautiful. And again, the incredible mould. So what I will do is I will use some UV resin to attach this on the back here, because it does just about fit. You do see a little bit, so I might just leave it to lie flat on there. That might actually be nicer. And then I'm not going to hang this one. This one's going to be a standing up sign. So yeah, I will attach some pictures for you. Again, I want to say thank you to Lights Resin, because this is just such a beautiful mould. Oh, I love it. Oh, I can't wait to make more. I want to make more. Oh, I love this. Just, it's such a good size as well. I just think it's beautiful. Oh, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. So yeah. I love the blue gradient as well. Just how neat the finish is and how shiny this mould is. This mould is so beautiful. Anyway, thank you very much for spending time with me today, guys. I'll see you soon. Keep crafting, bye.